I don't have a lot of time. I just put on my foundation and I want to touch base. Good morning. How are you? How is your day? Oh, hey you. Have you been watching her? Oh my gosh, she's so fun to listen to chit chat. She makes me want to be more polite and considerate. And I didn't realize, again, I can get used to just being on my own, being a problem solver, and forget that people like to chit chat. So I would love to hear anything from you that you would like. Just keep in mind that I will answer you as soon as I can, and I do like the exchange. I just try to keep the membership low because I really don't want the channel to get any attention from I don't want it to show up on some people's feeds. You know what I mean? I want the people who are meant to find me to find me. But I don't need a whole bunch of attention. I'm not that kind of a person. Okay, so here's what I wanted to talk to you about. Some people don't realize this, but it is so true. If we're trying to change something, like, we'll say, working on the anger and resentment that we didn't have a good childhood, or what we think wasn't good enough. If we say we want to get counseling for how angry we are at our parent, whichever one or both. And then so that's just an example. The thing is, if we've had years and years and years of this kind of anger, what happens is it builds these neural pathways in our brain that make it so easy to go to those thoughts. That if a snowflake sails sideways, the brain finds a way to connect it to the hatred to the parent. We'll say parent. Everything's a trigger. And if not everything, a lot. And that's why some people find it so, it feels impossible to let go. What I have found out is that there are people who are afraid to really be able to get to the other side. They're not afraid they could get to the other side, because there's a certain knowing that we have that tells us how strong we are and how determined we are, how stubborn and rebellious and courageous we are when we need to be. It's not about, can I get to the other side? People will say that, but that is not it. Not really, not underneath. Because you didn't get where you are by being weak. You didn't get this consistent determination to be angry, or whatever you want to call it, by being wishy-washy. You got it by being stubborn. And you don't have to use that word if you want. You don't have to be offended. Go ahead. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not trying to do my whole waterline. I'm just trying to get it up in my eyelashes a little bit. since I have sort of a very fine, thin eyelashes, but they're also like double rowed. So if I don't make a little effort in that, in filling in there, it just looks funny. It looks funny. Okay, so here's the deal. There has to be a determination to change that is in the soul. And the reason why most people that are starting this journey, haven't been able to do that at that point is because, and this is where therapy helps, is because there's a fear of the unknown. What's it going to be like on the other side? And that's not a dumb fear. It's a very good fear. What's it going to be like when I finally get sober? What's it going to be like when I finally have money? What's it going to be like when my everyday isn't filled with anger and rage? What am I supposed to do then? What would be my new responsibilities? I mean, a lot of people who get sober have that same issue. A lot of people who lose a child have that same issue. One of the ways that we can understand prolonged anger or prolonged grief or prolonged magical thinking is, what am I going to do with myself, and what are people going to expect from me? What are people going to expect from me if I give up being this angry? Yeah, it's kind of a big deal if you think about it. Kind of really is. Kind of really. So it's hard to describe the freedom that comes with releasing that anger. If you remove the anger, the feeling of freedom is like it's almost like describing food. If we get disconnected, I'm sorry, and I'll try to make a part 2 to finish this up. But what I was going to tell you is that I don't think this is the color I want to use, but I'm just experimenting. So it's kind of like you go from eating dirt. Some people like dirt. They like the texture, they like the taste. Not a lot, right? But it doesn't make sense to hold on to anger either, right? Every day or consistently. So I'm just saying, think about it. It's like eating dirt versus what do you got? You got your toy? Versus eating a cloud. It's like feeling like rushing water or butter. The peace that comes with and I don't mean like serenity kind of peace. I mean physiologically, our physical body changes. Our physical body changes. You can't, because the medicine cabinet in our brain is putting out healthier healthier hormones, happier hormones, more positive hormones. So we're just naturally more at peace. We're calmer. We have room for new thoughts about our job, about the neighborhood, about a volunteer position, about cleaning our house. This color's too light. What am I gonna mix it with? Maybe this. Better do it quick before it dries. Oh, my lips are dry. Woo! Hi, Frank. Did you get... Oh, look at all that fur on the ground from your bunny. Look at that. Okay, I need more eyeshadow. So, if you want to change something about you, about your life, if you want to work on the anger, you can do it. But I can tell you, it's difficult to do the work for some people. Much more difficult for some than others. It's because a lot of people just aren't ready. They just aren't ready to let go of the anger. They want to be able to hold on to it because part of them is afraid that it means they have to forgive. Forgiveness has nothing to do with it. Forgiveness has nothing to do with it. And the other thing is, I mean, that's God's job, the universe's job. That's their job. That's nothing to do with you. The thing is, it has to do also with being afraid if we let go, we'll forget. And there's something about holding on to anger that helps us, almost like, if I don't forget, I won't get hurt again. If I don't forget, I can pay them back for hurting me by being nasty. Or if I don't forget, it'll hurt them because I'll turn other people away from them, which almost never works because people like criminals. They do. I don't get it either, but they do. So don't fool yourself into thinking that that's not true. And a lot of people can have relationships with people that have hurt them, either because they're prostituting their soul or because they truly see the benefits for the whole family, let alone themselves, in the long run, for being with them, regardless of what you want to call it. Some people love having family, so they're just concentrated on being a peacemaker. Some people feel that they just can't carry that kind of hatred with them. I have a couple emails I need to return, so please forgive me. Gosh, I'm so blessed. Thank you. I know, I wish I had eyebrows. But I have more eyebrows now than I think I ever have. Not that there's a lot there, but I think they're just stronger and not falling out as much. I don't know how I have a few more hairs than I used to have. Or is it my imagination? I don't know. Mascara. Oof, I need that. And I gotta go. I don't like these fat wands. I bought one that I thought, oh, it'd be fun to try that. It was a real skinny wand. Oh, God, no. It hardly holds any mascara. And I do like to clump it on. That's the only thing good about a big... The most affordable, the best product, and the most useful brush, in my opinion, is Maybelline in the pink bottle. I love that. I have been turned on to it when I was a teenager, and still. I mean, I don't mind trying other mascara. I like trying things. But sometimes you just got to go with what works. You want life to be a little easier, right? Life is so much different when we let go of the anger. When we let go of whatever that fear is. Even in being in love. Some people will carry this, I'm in love, so far that it's like, are you sure? Because physiologically speaking, it gets almost impossible to carry that heightened emotion unless you're purposely pushing it, just like anger. Right? Now, there are certain things about our personalities that are what's the word? Well, they're part of our personalities. And our character can change based on purposely doing things or not doing things to better or worsen our life, our communication, our relationships. So, you know, I'm not saying that once we're this or that, it's a permanent situation. I'm just saying it's, you know, it takes effort when we're the same attitudes that take the same brain chemicals over and over and over again. So just give that some thought. The other side is nice. It's like jumping in a pool, you know, that big change of this temperature versus that temperature, and we know our body's going to be shocked for 3-5 seconds maybe, and we're just like, no, I don't want to experience it. I don't want to. And then you see other people, they accept it's going to be an adjustment, and they just get in. So if you're doing some work on trauma, just get in. The other side is nice. The other side is really nice. It's sad to see. You know, when I have a client that's really fighting recovery from trauma, it's so sad. It really is. I wish there was more I could do. So sometimes it's just supporting them until they get close enough to the edge of the pool. You can't push them in. You just gotta keep getting them closer to the pool so they'll put their foot in. Because, baby, it is nice in here. It is nice to let go of that furious, that anger, that despising feeling that happens, that sadness, that isolation. All right, I gotta go. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and whatever it is that's gonna make you smile, feel comforted, find a giggle, go do that. Let me know what makes you laugh. I'd love to know that. Okay, bye for now. Mwah.